evaluate now next week or beyond?
Well, I just think it's always been about us, and that's what we have to focus on. And we know, as we headed into this game, we kind of figured that we had no record. We were 0-0, and then this is the first win in the second half of the season. And that's the way we're looking at it. But I thought we came out and played well. We actually didn't expect any rain, and we got some rain, and I thought we handled that well. And like you said, after the first drive, I thought the defense played well. I know that they, were down some guys on offense, but still, I thought we ran around and played, and we got a bigger challenge, like you said, here next week.
Did Zach Harrison step up?
Yeah,
Today.
a bunch of guys did. It was great to see those guys running around. It looked like they were having fun out there. That's good, and that's part of the energy and the confidence that we want.
Right next door, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Brian, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you guys scored 19 straight touchdowns in your possessions, other than the kneel down against Leeds Maryland. To have that kind of offensive efficiency, I mean, have you ever experienced anything like that? What can you say about that?
It's quite, it's something, I guess, but it's just a matter of going out there every single day in practice and trying to, execute at a high level, being really hard on ourselves. Like our standard is hard. Like if we don't complete a pass or we miss a protection or something like that, we're hard on ourselves, and that's what you want. And these guys, they like football, and so we know that we got to get back there and get our rest, and we got to get right back on this film with Penn State because they have a very, very good defense. And this is going to be the biggest challenge of the year coming up. So it's good. We do have some confidence, and we are playing at a high level, but that's not going to mean anything if we don't do it again next week.
Left center, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
What happened with Trevion on the first series of the game, and then was not playing him in the second half, kind of as you had a couple weeks ago, just precaution?
Yes, that's what it was. And again, it is a great problem to have, but at the same time, these guys practice all week and they put a lot of work in. And so for he and Chris and Garrett, to take those guys out and not play, that's hard, because these guys want to play. But at the same time, as the head coach, for me to put them in there and see something ever happen, then I wouldn't be able to live with myself. So have to make that tough decision, and they're competitive. They all want to get back in there. So that's how it goes.
What happened on the first
He's
series?
all good.
The way he's kind of playing through contact right now, it seems like it's something he's very comfortable doing, especially considering not playing at all last year.
I think he's running hard. I think he's playing on contact, like you said. For a freshman to do that, that's good. And the number one thing is to take care of the football, and that's what has to continue. If we're going to make a run at this thing, we got to take care of the football. We cannot turn the ball over, and that's something we just cannot forget about. And he and Mayan and even Evan, I was impressed the way Evan ran down the stretch. And that's good. We're going to need some of the depth there.
Second row.
But across the board, I think the depth has been, we are starting to see that. You're starting to see a bunch of guys get on the field, and that's what we're looking for.
Second row right, Patrick Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Ryan, you guys have a few times this year given up early touchdowns, and it looks like you make defensive adjustments. I know you're not always in that conversation during the game, but to see your guys come out today and shut Indiana down after giving up that first drive, and the way that you've made adjustments since you've made some changes, just speak on that and how that's improved throughout the year.
Yeah, that's a tribute to the guys on defense, Matt and Kerry and Larry, Al, all the guys over there, trying to identify how they're being attacked and then coming up with the answers. And that's what it comes down to as a coach. You want to have answers when your guys come off the field. What happened? And then here's how we're going to get it fixed in all three phases. And I think that got done here tonight.
Over here to the right, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Ryan, the throw from CJ in the first half where he kind of put it between two defenders there to Jackson. I don't know how many young quarterbacks would attempt that throw over the middle of the field, that kind of coverage. Like, what is his willingness and comfortability working in the middle of the field do for you guys offensively?
Well, it starts with the protection and it starts with the trust in the guys to catch it. But he does see the field, and that's one of his strengths. He's got a lot of confidence right now, and that's good. But we can't ride a roller coaster either. We got to stay on it. But we made some nice throws tonight.
Right next door, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, 2019, you guys had a lot of balance, and because of the way the defense was playing, a lot of time, the young quarterback, you guys were starting at the midway point of the field. That there were some shades of that today. When your defense is playing that way and giving you that type of field position, what does that do?
Yeah, it's like you said. That to me is where you just play with the ultimate confidence. When you're getting the ball back, like you said, at midfield like that, it's kind of the way it felt in 19, and that's the way it felt again tonight. And you feel it on the sideline. There's just so much confidence, and then the minute we get the ball back, we feel like we're going to score. And you get a 3 and out, or you get a turnover, and it steamrolls, and that's a great feeling as a coach. And we get those stops like that, it makes a huge difference to the whole team.
You've always been an aggressive play caller, but when that's rolling like that, can you kind of open up the playbook a little bit for you?
Well, I think just across the board, we're aggressive. You saw us run the ball some early on, and you know, we were aggressive. You know, we're always aggressive throwing the football, but we also ran the ball. And I thought the offensive line moved the line of scrimmage, and I thought the defensive line stopped the run. And that's, anytime we go play these conference games, it's the first thing we have to do.
Right next door, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
Ryan, even before the game, it seemed like the guys looked confident, maybe looser than just compared to earlier in the year. I don't know, have you noticed that, or how would you describe the mood of this team now?
I just think it's a different team. I think when you practice well, then you know, you have confidence because you've already done it. And now you have to go do it on the field. That only gives you a chance, but it does allow you that confidence to know that. I mean, first off, the guy next to me has done it before. I've seen him do it. We played in 6-7 games now together, and I've seen what he can do. That's big. I think, you know, the defense has confidence in the offense. The offense is getting defense, you know, a lot of confidence in the defense. Now we feel like we're playing pretty good on special teams. When you feel like that, when you're not on your own, you have a bunch of guys with you, that's when you have that confidence, and I think that's probably what you felt there. You know, early on, a lot of those guys had never really played before. They weren't getting what a bunch of those guys got in the second half. You know, we were coaching them really hard in the second half, our offense, our defense, because we know that that's gonna pay dividends down the road. We missed that last year, and because of that, you know, it was bumpy early on, and we didn't have a lot of confidence. You know, everyone kind of felt like they were out there on an island by themselves, but we're building on it. We're still not there. We got a big one next week, and we gotta get back and get ready for these guys.
Behind Bill on the right, Jacob Benji, the Lantern.
Hey Ryan, you know, just on the offense, Jeremy Ruckert comes out, has 4 or 5 catches, a couple touchdowns. You know, just, we know what the wide receivers can do, but with the tight ends and Jeremy Ruckert, just what did you assess from Ruckert's game today?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, you know, we have so many weapons, and that's a great thing to have, but at the same time, guys have to be unselfish. That's part of the game, you know, and you know, he's done a lot of work, done a lot of the dirty work, blocking inside. There's times where the ball hasn't come his way, but when you stay positive and you stay at it, you know, things work out, and that's playing team football. And, you know, it's hard because when you play in these games, the last 3 games, you know, they haven't played 4 quarters. And so maybe they don't get as many touches, and that's part of sacrificing. We talked about this week about what are you willing to sacrifice to be great, make this run. And sometimes it means sacrificing touches, but eventually it's gonna come back to you, and it did for Jeremy tonight.
We got time for one more, because I got Jeremy Ruckert and CJ ready to go. Rob Allard, the dispatch.
Ryan, Chris Olave said that CJ throws the best ball he's ever seen, which is pretty high praise considering who you've had here. Do you agree with that assessment, and are you amazed yourself at what he's doing, putting it in tight windows, being so young?
You know, again, still 7 games in, 6 games for him, so we don't wanna ride the roller coaster on this thing, you know. And, you know, he's gonna stay humble on this thing, we're gonna stay humble on it, and just keep working at it, take one game at a time. Certainly, you see those things out there, and it excites you, you know, and it's fun, but it's everybody. You know, it takes, you know, when something doesn't go well, it's like, what went wrong? Well, it's kind of a little bit of everything. When things go well, it's a little bit of everything as well. But certainly, he does have the talent to make those throws, and if he continues to prepare the way he is and show toughness, then, you know, we'll have a chance here as we make a run.
Great. Coach, thank you.